Tonight on Citrus TV News, Veterans Day celebrations were held on campus.
And reactions to Trump continue here and nationwide.
Plus, the famous singer-songwriter who passed away last night.
Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Tonight on Citrus TV News, Veterans Day celebrations were held on campus.
That's Brooke Glatz, and I'm Nick Papantonis. Welcome to Friday News. Today was Veterans Day, and that's our top story.
The United States celebrates Veterans Day today as a federal holiday. Additionally, Syracuse University was recently named the #1 private school in the country for veterans.
Several events were planned for Veterans Day today, including a 5K, a luncheon, and a military celebration day in the Carrier Dome.
One of the events today recognizes veterans was the ceremony held in Hendricks Chapel. Citrus TV News reporter Jenna Babiak tells us how the veterans were honored. Did I say?
Participate in events here at Syracuse University and throughout your communities.
Now, every year we have stories of certain veterans on Veterans Day, and one couple in Central New York is quite special. Kevin Ryans tells us more.
We never had an argument.
Well, yes, we have, but it never lasted more than a half hour.
George and Mary Warfield are inseparable.
So we went a lot of places together, and we're still together. And we're going to stay together as far as I'm concerned.
And it's been that way for a very long time.
67 years we've been married.
To tell you the truth, I never thought we would be still alive today at our age.
We both are. We never believed we'd be here this long.
The elderly couple was inside the Camillus Senior Center Thursday for a veterans recognition event. And how fitting, because World War II was how the relationship started. Shortly after these two lovebirds met, George enlisted into the Army, which meant he wouldn't see Mary much at all. So to keep in touch, he started writing her letters, and she wrote back. And that would continue for 3 more years. And from there, their relationship blossomed.
It just got to the point where we thought, no, after all the letter writing, we knew everything about each other, and we decided we were going to get engaged, and we did, and then shortly after that, we got married.
Once George had surgery 15 years ago to repair an injury received in combat, there was no one else he would rather have to help him than Mary.
She's helped me all these years. She means everything to me, and I do mean everything.
This married couple will likely be together for the rest of their lives because they have the one ingredient that makes it all work, a crazy little thing called love. Kevin Ryans, Citrus TV News in Camillus, New York.
Thank you, dear.
Students are still reacting to Trump's election as president. Last night, 60 to 70 students protested on the stairs of Carnegie Library, shouting, "Love Trump's hate," and "This is what democracy looks like." And "Love Trump's hate" was spray painted onto the quad sidewalk. The Walmart Foundation has made a $5 million grant to Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families. The donation will support the expansion of the America Serves model, an initiative that brings people together to serve the needs of veterans and their families. Walmart representatives will present a check to the organization leaders during the halftime event of the SU football game against North Carolina State tomorrow afternoon. The game is also part of the Military Appreciation and Scout Day at the stadium. And Syracuse University has announced to the members of its new Benefits Advisory Council. It includes SU faculty, staff, and students who strive to advance the goals of one of the university's organizations, one university. SU's Chief Human Resources Officer Andrew R. Gordon will lead the committee. The Benefits Advisory Council's goals are to add input and enhancements to the existing benefit plans.
Hundreds of protesters are predicted to take part in a unity march tomorrow to show solidarity with the Standing Rock Sioux Nation. This is happening as efforts to block construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline continue. The march will begin at the Onondaga Nation Arena. It will end in downtown Syracuse's Clinton Square. Protesters say the $3.8 billion, that's with a B, dollar oil pipeline runs the risk of polluting drinking water and destroying sacred grounds. Hundreds of protesters have been arrested on site in North Dakota. This year's Rockefeller Center Christmas tree will come from not too far away. The 94-foot tall Norway spruce is coming from a backyard in Oneonta, about an hour away from here. It's the second tallest Rockefeller tree ever. The tree will be put up in New York City on November 12th. It will be lit November 30th. And coming up, veterans. Obama marked his last Veterans Day as president.
And protests of the Trump rally continue around the country. We'll be right back.
As the sun has already gone down, we have some cooler temperatures rolling in tonight. We have some slight wind out here. So if you're heading out tonight, you definitely want to bundle up. I'll have more for what we can expect this weekend in my full weather forecast coming up.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
A new announcement today in Donald Trump's transition team. Vice President-elect Mike Pence will now lead it, replacing New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. This is Trump's biggest staffing announcement since he won the election.
Christie will now serve as vice chairman, despite running Trump's transition team for months. Others serving on the committee include Newt Gingrich, Ben Carson, and Rudy Giuliani. In a statement today, Trump said Pence would build on Christie's initial work. All of Trump's picks must be in by his inauguration on January 20th.
Protests have ignited across the country after the election of Donald Trump Tuesday night. In various states and big cities, protesters spent another night smashing cars, starting fires, and facing pepper spray from police. In Portland, Oregon, thousands marched in what turned into a riot while police pushed back against the crowd.
In Denver, police taking to the streets and people taking to the streets, and shut down a freeway. San Francisco high schoolers marching through the city in protest of Trump, calling out, quote, "Not my president." Trump responding to the protests on Twitter yesterday and blaming the media, calling them unfair. He later wrote another tweet praising the protesters' patriotism.
And President Obama aimed to unite the country today as he gave his final Veterans Day speech. He encouraged Americans to look at the example veterans set and to learn from them as the nation now moves forward after a divisive election.
The president also noted Veterans Day falls right after the presidential elections. He used the diversity of the U.S. military as an example of people coming together as protests continue across the nation.
It is still a tragedy that 20 veterans a day take their own lives. We have to get them the help they need. We have to keep solving problems like long wait times at the VA. We have to keep cutting the disability claims backlog. We have to resist any effort to outsource and privatize the health care we owe America's veterans.
Obama is asking Congress for more money to fight ISIS. The president requested $11.6 billion today as Iraqi troops are locked in a battle with ISIS in Mosul.
This would bring the total cost of operations for the year to more than $85 billion. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter confirming the money is necessary for our national security, and the money would also go to the president's decision to keep a larger troop presence in Afghanistan.
Iranian officials believe the U.S. will accept the Iran nuclear deal, but Donald Trump said today that he would renegotiate the terms and increase enforcement. As a candidate, Trump rallied against the deal, yet only has a vague plan to renegotiate.
Iran and other nations involved in the deal have little incentive to reopen the talks. It went into effect in January, forcing Iran to cut back on nuclear weapons in exchange for an end to many U.S. sanctions.
4 are dead and 120 are injured after Taliban militants stormed the German consulate in Afghanistan last night. The Taliban said the attack was retaliation against NATO airstrikes. NATO officials confirmed that one vehicle exploded and then fighting occurred.
The explosion caused extensive damage to the building and city. German officials saying the attack would not deter them from continuing to work with the international NATO mission in Afghanistan.
The U.S. Military Academy said Friday that 6 West Point candidates are facing drug-related charges. 5 seniors and 1 member of the class of 2016 were charged with conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, as well as wrongful use, introduction, distribution of controlled substances.
West Point did not provide details about the charges. That's when the first step in the court-martial process. Right now, the cadets are on administrative leave away from the school.
And Mexico is offering a reward for information leading to the capture of former governor of Veracruz State, who is accused of money laundering and organized crime.
Governor Javier Duarte stepped down October 12th and hasn't been seen since. The government is offering 15 million pesos, or more than $700,000 US, as a reward. And up next, what the Grubhub CEO has to say about Trump supporters.
And what country is banning LinkedIn? Citrus TV News will be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Well, Nick, it was a little chilly outside there today in Syracuse.
Yeah, and Rebecca Caster's in studio with us, and you were saying that these temperatures are going to continue throughout the weekend?
Yes, thanks Brooke and Nick. It was a chilly day in Syracuse today, and we are going to see these temperatures stick around, so definitely got to get used to these cooler temperatures we have going on right now. If we take a look at our current surface map, we'll see this high pressure system is going to come our way tonight, and that's going to bring a lot of dry air along with it. If we take a closer look at New York, we'll see that high pressure system coming in right here tonight, and that's going to hold off on rain for several days. We actually won't be seeing precipitation in the air until Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, so that's good news for people that don't like the rain. And taking a look at current temperatures across upstate New York, we'll see these cooler temperatures are here. Right now, Syracuse is at 30 degrees. Fulton and Rome are still hitting 40 degrees, but these cool fall temperatures are here and they're dropping, and they're going to continue to drop into next week. Taking a closer look at Syracuse right now, like I said, we're at 39 degrees. The low tonight is 30, so if you're heading out tonight, you're definitely going to want to bundle up, but you don't have that chance of rain due to all the dry air the high pressure system is going to bring along with it. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's going to be 33 degrees with partly cloudy skies, but it's going to feel more like 28 degrees, so if you're a morning person, definitely going to want to grab that jacket before you head out tomorrow morning. And game day is in the Carrier Dome tomorrow. Kickoff is at 12:30, and we're going to be seeing temperatures at around 43 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We're going to have some strong winds, though, so you're definitely going to want to put on that SU jacket, put on that SU hat, and bundle up as you're heading off to the game. And as we do have those low temperatures this weekend, the snow chance is going to stay low, and that's due to that all the dry air we're going to have this weekend. We won't have precipitation in the air. And the temperatures will drop, but they aren't going to be below freezing, so they won't be that cold. And taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we see all of that sunshine. Tomorrow we have a high of 47 degrees, and on Sunday a high of 55 degrees with sunny skies. Monday the sunshine continues with a high of 54 degrees, and Tuesday also a high of 54 degrees. And then there's that 20% chance of rain coming in on Wednesday with a high of 54 degrees.
All right, Rebecca, so I know a lot of people are really excited for tomorrow's home football game. What kind of weather can we expect for the tailgates?
Yes, so if you're starting early, I know the game's at 12, so maybe if you're tailgating at around 10, it is going to be chilly. You are going to want to bundle up, but the temperatures are going to be about low 40s, and they will increase just a slight bit towards the afternoon. So you're definitely going to want to layer up because it's warm in the dome, but definitely going to want to bring that jacket.
And it seems like just a day ago or so that I was waking up to snow in my car. When are we going to see those temperatures go back down again?
Yes, actually this may be our last week of some mild temperatures. Next week we're going to see even a bigger drop in temperatures, and in 2 weeks we'll be down in the 20s for our lows. So definitely enjoy these mild temperatures while we still have them.
All right, and do you think that we are going to see snow before we go off to Thanksgiving break, or are we in the clear?
I think we're in the clear until Thanksgiving break, but definitely when we come back afterwards, you're going to want to grab your snow jacket when you head home and make sure you bring it back to campus.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much.
Thanks, Rebecca. A Russian court has upheld the decision to ban LinkedIn in that country. A communications watchdog says the social networking site violates a law that requires websites to store data about Russian citizens on its own servers. The law was introduced in 2014 but has not been enforced until now. LinkedIn has more than 6 million registered users in Russia. The country will take action to block the site within a week. And controversy over at Grubhub. The CEO sending a strongly worded email to employees rejecting hateful speech. Now, some employees took it as demanding Donald Trump supporters to resign. Another statement is later issued clarifying. It also said Grubhub does not discriminate against political beliefs. And the writer of the song Hallelujah has passed away. Leonard Cohen died at the age of 82. Cohen had just released a new album last month and was busy touring. His son says his father died peacefully and knowing he made one of his greatest records.
Armistice Day was held in the United Kingdom today. The day marks 98 years since Allies claimed victory in World War I. UK officials like Prince Harry and the French president paid their respects to those killed, and ceremonies were held in Paris and England to commemorate. World War I took the lives of 5 million Allied troops and over 3 million soldiers. And Facebook is changing the way companies buy ads in response to recent criticism its advertising based is on race. ProPublica reported last month that Facebook advertisers could target their ads for only specific races to see. To stop discrimination, Facebook changed where the ethnic affinity section of its ad buying software is listed. The option is now under behaviors instead of demographics. The social network even met with government officials over the issue while making these changes.
Coming up, Syracuse men's and women's basketball tip off their seasons in the Carrier Dome today. We'll get you up to date on those matchups. Plus, SU football returns home for a date with the Wolfpack. Stick around.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Welcome back and welcome to sports. I'm Nick Dugan. Well, it's that time of year again. The SU men's basketball season is upon us as the 19th ranked Orange takes on Colgate to kick off the regular season at 7 o'clock. SU has defeated the Red Raiders the last 50 times the two teams have squared off, which is the longest active streak of its kind in the nation. The Orange will look for consecutive victory number 51 with a mix of returning faces as well as some newcomers. And 2 of those newcomers, John Gillen and Andrew White, are settling in quite nicely to the new system and their roles under Jim Boeheim.
Just giving me just confidence just to play in this system. I like the system. I think it fits me. The people around me also make me better, and also the coaching. So I think that all of those things mixed together really complement me as a player.
For me, it's all mindset. And the coaches just keep telling me, do more, do more. They want to see me score more. I know a lot of scoring load will be on me, so I got to, have a good mindset if I'm going to deliver for my team the way that they need me to.
And it will be a quick turnaround for the Carrier Dome as SU football returns home after a 54-0 beatdown against Clemson last Saturday. This weekend, head coach Dino Babers and company will face a 4-5 NC State squad. Starting quarterback Eric Dungy is officially listed as questionable for the 12:30 start against the Wolfpack after suffering an upper body injury in last week's contest. It's nearly crunch time for the Orange as they have to win twice in the last 3 games in order to secure a spot in its first bowl game since 2013. But linebacker Zaire Franklin says it's not time to write off the team's postseason hopes yet.
I mean, it's not really nothing to preach. I mean, we're not all jumping off a cliff. I mean, we definitely got, stomped. We got beat pretty bad on the weekend, this last weekend. But at the same time, I mean, our season's not over. No one's panicking. No one's jumping off a cliff. It's just all about getting back on the right track. Last week, this time, everybody was looking like we was trying to go 4-0 at the end. Now it's all about going 3-0.
So no pushing panic buttons, says Franklin, but he never said anything about the buttons on your remote. So make sure you tune into Orange Press Pass live at 5:30 right here on Orange Television Network. They'll have your highlights, post-game press conferences, and analysis from the Orange's matchup with the Wolfpack. You're not going to want to miss it. And one of the most successful teams on the Hill over the past few years has done it again as the SU men's cross country team took home its 4th straight NCAA regional title this afternoon. Justin Knight took first place and was one of 5 Orange runners to finish in the top 10. The women's team also ran well, finishing 8th overall. The men will look to make it back-to-back national titles next Saturday, November 19th. And SU women's basketball kicked off their regular season slate with a matchup against Rhode Island in the Carrier Dome this afternoon. The Orange led by only 13 at the half, but was able to pull away in the second, defeating the Rams by a final score of 95-49. Alexis Peterson scored a game-high 28 points while adding 5 assists. Brianna Day tallied a double-double in the victory, dropping 16 points and snatching 11 rebounds. Two bitter CHA rivals are back at it again this weekend as SU women's ice hockey traveled to Erie, PA to take on Mercyhurst. The Orange was able to come away with the 4-2 victory this afternoon. Heather Schwartz scored twice for the Cuse, while goalkeeper Abby Miller made 22 saves. The result gives SU their 4th win over the Lakers in the last 3 seasons. This after failing to win a single game against them in their first 6 years in the CHA. SU women's volleyball returns to the women's building tonight for the first time this month to start a 4-game homestand against the Miami Hurricanes at 7 p.m. The Orange hasn't quite had the success they did last year, coming into the match with just a 7-17 overall record thus far. However, SU was able to defeat Miami down in Coral Gables earlier this season in 4 sets. And SU field hockey is hoping for back-to-back NCAA title runs as they play their opening round matchup against 15th-ranked Harvard at J.S. Coyne Stadium on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. The Orange has secured a top 5 seed in the NCAA tournament in each of the last 4 seasons and has had a postseason record of 7-2 since 2013. If Ange Bradley's squad is victorious, they will take on the winner of UConn and Boston College on Sunday.
Well, Nick, 2 wins in 3 games, easier said than done. What are our chances this weekend, and then what are our chances of making it to a bowl game?
Well, the Orange is definitely going to have to win this game against the NC State Wolfpack this weekend in order to have a chance at a bowl game. Probably the easiest opponent remaining on their schedule. They have a ranked Florida State opponent next weekend, and then Pitt, the very good offensive team against a struggling SU defense this season. I think the Orange might be able to pull out this one on Saturday against NC State, but I think they dropped the last 2 and failed to make it to a bowl game this season.
All right, Nick with the bad news. We'll be right back with one last look at your weather.
Stay with us.
Not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, as Rebecca said earlier, tonight will be a little chilly in the 30s, so make sure you bundle up tonight.
And that's all we have for Citrus TV News this evening.
Check us out online at citrustv.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Brooke Glatz.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Have a good night, Syracuse.